This is C++ programming language course. These lectures cover the parts of a C++ program. So an example given here, we have a program that will print hello world as our output. But let's go through the parts. So the first line is called a comment. So we have the sample C++ program. Normally the comment is ignored by the compiler. The next line we have number include IO string. This is called the preprocessor directive. This allows us to use the cout and cin. That is the input and output streams, cin and cout. The next is using namespace std. Here we have specified which namespace to use. Std is the standard library file. The next we have the beginning of the function name main. Now, most programming language always have a main function. Main function is where the execution takes place. This is a very small program. This program will only output one line of statement, which is hello world. But in order for the program to execute, we have to have it. In order for the statement to execute, we have to have it in the main function. So here we have our main function int main, and also that's the beginning of the function name main. The only thing we have here again, cout. Cout, we always use it to print a statement, output statement. Here in our screen, hello world. So here we say output statement and the string literal. A string always is in a double quotation. Again, we will go through different data types, and we are going to talk about character data type, a string data type. Any character, symbol, digit that is in a double quotation, open and close double quotation, is called a string. Then here we are sending 0 to the operating system. This will signal the end of the operation. Return 0. That's why in the main function, the returning type for the function is int, called return 0. And that will be the end of the block. Again, we will go through this more detail in the future in our lectures coming. So also in the program, we have what we call the special characters. Example, we saw the comment, beginning of a comment, double slash. Also, a pound sign is used for the beginning of a preprocessor directive. When we are using the IO stream, we start with the pound sign, then include. Then we also have the open close bracket. Normally, we enclose this in a file name, in number include also. We can see what we mean here, open and close bracket, IO stream. To include the preprocessor, we use the pound sign to start. Then we also have the open close parenthesis. We can use this in the functions. The function, we call the parameters of the functions. And also open close brace. We normally enclose this in a group of statement, which we saw for the main function, open and close brace. Same thing, if we write our own user-defined function, we can use open and close also. Then we have the double quotation, open and close. This normal, as we said earlier, enclose a string of characters. We can also have an empty string, which is what we have here, or one symbol, one digit. For example, if I have a digit and it's in a, let's say number 9, and it's in a double quotation, then it's a string. If it's not it's not in a double quotation, then it's not a string, it's a value. Then also we have a semicolon, which is the end of a program statement always. In C++, we always have to end with a semicolon. Also, we saw the cout object. As we said earlier, we use it to display the output on the computer screen. Normally, we use the insertion, the stream insertion operator, to send the output to cout. So this example again, cout. Insertion operator is the double left arrows, 2 left arrows. And here we are printing programming is fun. It's a string, double quotation. So we're going to print program is fun in our computer screen. So again, cout with the insertion operator, which is the double left arrow. We use it to print a statement on our screen. So here we say can be used to send more than one item to cout. So here you can see we have cout, again, the insertion hello, then another insertion there. that works, or we can have cout in 2 different lines. So both of these 2 statements are the same. They all work. Now, this produces 1 line of output. So here we have cout program is, then another cout fun. And previously we have the programming is fun in 1 line. We can separate it, but this also will print only 1 line. It will be program is fun in 1 line. So it's the same as using only cout and having the fun at the end here. Now here also we can use the end line, which we call the manipulator. NL means line, manipulator. So we can use it to end the line. So example given here, previously we said program is fun. With the 2 cout, we print everything in 1 line. Now, if I want to print program is in 1 line, then a fun in a 2nd line, then I can use the end line. So this means our program is fun, and the end line will move the cursor to the next line, then we'll print the fun. So here we say you can use the end line manipulator to start a new line of output. This will produce 2 lines of output for us. So if we print it end line, again, this is what program is for 2 lines. Here, say you do not put quotation marks around end line. And we don't do that. So the last character in end line is a lowercase l, not number 1, and L. And all have to be lowercase and L. Never put a double quotation around it also. We don't. Also, we can use this is called the escape sequence, \n. \n works the same way as end line. So here we say program is \n. This will move the cursor to the next line, then we print the fun. So notice that \n is in what? It's in the double quotation. It's in the string. So here we say you can also use the \n escape sequence to start a new line of output. This will produce 2 lines of output for us. And that will be the output, same as using the end line. The only difference with the end line, we have to use the insertion operator, and then NL, or lowercase, it's not in double quotation. \n or the escape sequence is inside the string, double quotation. We also have what we call the #, and we saw the normal include directive in our previous program. So normally we insert the content of another file into the program. In our case, we were including the IO stream. Also, I can have my own file that I have in the program. I can include it in for example, a header file, source file, etc. So always insert the content of another file into a program. We use normal include. And this is a preprocessor directive, not part of C++ language. So normal include lines not seen by the compiler. Also, do not place a semicolon at the end of the normal include. Also, we saw a variable and literals. So a variable, as we said in our previous lecture, is a storage location in memory. So if I have a value 20, I want to store it in my computer, I will declare a variable. 20 is a whole number, so it's int. So anytime we declare variable, we state the data type, what type of data we are going to store. It can be a whole number, it can be a decimal number, it can be a character, etc. So here we say int item. That means we can only store a whole number into the item variable. So this is an example of how we use the variable in our program. Again, we have our normal include IO stream. We have our comment, this program as a variable. We are using the namespace std, and we have our main function. So here we declare variable name number. The data type is int. Later we assign 5 to number variable, which means the content of number now is 5. So if I want to print the variable number, it will print 5 for me. So here we say the value in a number is, again, when you want to print the content of a variable, do not include a double quotation. Now, if I include double quotation, it's going to print a number for me. That number will be a string. It's not a variable. So it will print a number. So if we run this program, we are going to get the value in a number is 5. We enter 5. Then we move the cursor to the next line, end line. Also, we have what we call a literal, and a literal normally is a value that is written into a program's code. So example, hello, dear is a string literal, or 12 is integer literal. So we can have a string or a value or integer. So now the same program concept, so we still have our number include our string using namespace, but you can see that this time we declare variable Apple. Then we also assign 20 to Apple. Then we print the content of the apple. So we say today we sold. Again, apple is a variable name. We want to print the content. So we are not going to add a double quotation. Otherwise, it's going to print the word apples. So here we can see there are string letters, bushels of apples, and today we sold. And the variable content. So the apple to be today we sold 20 bushels of apples. Identifiers. Identifiers, again, is a program-defined names for some part of a program. So it can be functions, variables, or class, or method. So identifier is a program-defined name for some part of a program. Now, there's a rule that we have to follow in order to name identifier. So, for example, one of the rules said that we cannot start with a value. And also, we cannot use any special character except some characters. We can use digits, we can use uppercase, lowercase characters. Again, we shall go through that in our future lectures. So next is the C++ keywords. We mentioned this, that these are the special words the C++ language use for specific tasks. So there's meaning in all these words for C++. So we don't use it. But in the older languages, keywords are used as identifiers also. But most modern languages such as Java, Python, C++, C#, the keywords, or sometimes we call the reserved words, are not used as identifiers name. So variable names, we say variable names should represent the purpose of the variable. For example, item ordered. Now, if I want to store the record of item ordered, to name a variable X, it's not readable. It's difficult. X value can be any value. So it's always, this is conventional, it's not a rule. It's always good to name a variable based on the content. So if I want to store a student's exams grade, maybe I'll name the variable student grade. Now they say the purpose of this variable is to hold the number of items ordered, which is items ordered. So the name is almost correspond to the content. And as we mentioned, naming identifiers, we have to follow some rules. So this is the identifiers rules. The first characters of an identifier must be an alphabetic character, either uppercase or lowercase, and also underscore. So we cannot have digit or any symbol as the beginning of the identifier's name. Also, after the first character, you can use alphabetical characters, you can use numbers, or you can use underscores. Also, you can use both upper and lowercase characters. And they are distinct, which means lowercase a and uppercase a are different. So let's see some of the valid and invalid identifiers. So total sales, perfect. We start with the uppercase T, no space, they are all characters, so that is good. Total sales with underscore, that's good. Underscore is the only symbol we can use in our identifier names. Now here we have total sales with a period, and this cannot work. And we get error for this. So this is no. Also here we are starting with a digit, and that's wrong. Cannot begin with a digit. Also here we have a special character, the $sign. We cannot use the $sign. The $sign is used by Java. But in C++, the only character is underscore. And Java also use underscore. So that would be the conclusion of these lectures. Again, in these lectures, we learn some few parts of a C++ program. For example, we saw the comment, cout, cin, etc. So again, see you in the next lectures.